Alright, so welcome back to episode 5 here of the Dallas Mavericks Realistic My League series here on NBA 2K18. And in today's video, we are going to be approaching the trade deadline. I believe we are actually at the trade deadline right now as we speak. As you can see, we are not a good team at the moment. I was hoping we'd maybe be a fringe playoff team, but I mean, technically we kind of are. We are the 10 seed. I mean, we're 2 spots out of a playoff seed, but it's really not worth the risk, and I kind of want to get some value for some of the veterans on the team that I kind of maybe signed either one-year contracts or on an expiring contract. So in the last video, I did ask you guys for a whole bunch of ideas of what to do with this team. If we look at this team currently, I'll pretty much do a rundown of everybody once again. It has been a few days since I've uploaded one of these. So Harrison Barnes, not going anywhere. Pretty much one of the most probably untouchable players in this team, him and Dennis Smith Jr., of course, point guard for this whole video. Julius Randle, I know he was definitely, I said maybe I'd want to move him at the deadline, but ultimately he has a $27 million contract, and I just don't think any team's going to be able to take on that contract without giving us at least like one really bad contract back, and I really don't want that because I doubt like many teams have a player or 2 players on really bad contracts for both 1 year. So I just doubt that's really going to happen. So we're probably going to keep him, let him finish out his time in Dallas. Jeff Green most likely being moved to the Oklahoma City Thunder. Him along with, where even is he? JJ Barea. I know a lot of you said do the trade JJ Barea for Justin Patton. I know that was an offer. I'm not going to do that. I think I'm going to go ahead and actually end up moving where is he? Barea in that deal with Jeff Green just to secure a first-round pick and maybe actually end up picking up an additional second-round pick just because I don't think Justin Patton would develop into anything really too good, especially because we do have Tice as a pretty good backup. I'm honestly probably going to re-sign him this year. Like, what's he putting up right now? 6 and 5 isn't terrible for how many minutes he's really getting. And then Mo Bamba is obviously going to be our center for pretty much this whole video. Somebody actually pointed out in the comment section he weighs 207 pounds. I don't know how he only weighs 207 pounds. It's like, that's crazy. So we'll go over a few of the comments in the last video. Top comment pretty much being trade Jeff Green in a first-round pick, for a first-round pick to the Thunder. And then one other person said, where is it? He said, okay, he said Barnes, Barea and Green for a first from OKC. So we're either going to do that for first or for a first in a second. So let's go ahead and do that right now before we do hit the trade deadline. So Jeff Green, 2.5-star trade value. And we'll try to throw in Barea as well, who does have 2-star trade value. Let's head over. Actually, we're going to have to take a player back, obviously, from the Thunder. I'm not trying to take a good player back, maybe an expiring deal. Would I take Amir Johnson back? Let's see. He's on the last year of his deal. So they have Patterson, too, who isn't terrible. So if I take Amir Johnson back, unless, like, is there anybody really young here? Like, I could take Terrence Ferguson, which, honestly, I might do because we're giving them a pretty good player. So I think this would be pretty good value. What's wrong with this trade? Oh, 11 million? Okay, so we are actually going to have to take one pretty big contract back. Let's head over to the Thunder. All right, so who's making the most here? Damn, we have to take Langston Galloway. Oh, God. I don't really know if I want Langston Galloway. Bring on us. Okay, Patterson here. You know, we'll take Abrinas. He's in the last year of his deal. Like, this isn't really realistic, though. We're going to obviously have to take 2 players. So Jody Meeks. Okay, he's in the G League. Oh, this kind of sucks. Like, why can't you have one bad contract for a player on 1 year? Because I really don't want Langston Galloway. Like, I'd rather take Abrinas, who only has 1-star trade value to them. And then, like, who else could I take? Like, who else is on a 1-year deal? Could I take Ferguson as well? $4 million more. All right, it might just have to be Jeff Green then. What's wrong with this? So it's $1 million more at this point. And then, so if I give you, or excuse me, if I take... Is this okay? This is a team option, so I honestly might take Kyle Singler. Then who's my like worst player? I'm not giving you Musa. I'll give you Jordan Crawford too. So I feel like this is a pretty fair trade, and then you guys throw in your first-round pick this year. So I feel like this is honestly a pretty fair trade. Jeff Green's going to be a really good player for them. He's going to be probably their 6th man. Jordan Crawford honestly won't be a bad shooting guard out there, man. Definitely going to put up points. Last year of his deal, even if they don't want to bring him back after this year. I mean, he doesn't really play for us. That's why he's putting up 2 points, but he definitely has some scoring potential, as you can see from here if he gets the right amount of minutes. Alex Abrinas, I honestly might actually bring back after this year. I mean, in most trades, when you make a trade at the trade deadline, one team, I mean, obviously one team's winning the trade, but most of the time, a team that's given up like a veteran typically gets a young player back or something like that. Like a player that, I mean, typically has a little bit of team control. Abrinas doesn't really have any team control. This is the last year of his deal. And we're taking back Singler just for cap space reasons. He's not even going to crack the rotation. I'm obviously going to decline his team option next year. Then we get a first-round pick, which is basically the reason for doing this deal. So they definitely should take this deal. If they don't, it's going to be a little bit annoying. I might manually put it through because I definitely think this is fair. But they agreed to it anyway. So no worry there. We're going to go ahead and redo this rotation at this point. We have 20 minutes to spare. So what I actually think I'm going to do right now, here, have CPU build rotations for now. what somebody did suggest for me. So since, see how I have Musa and I have Grayson Allen both in the G League at this point, I'm going to recall them, I think. I'm going to call them up from the G League, and I'm going to play them. Because if you see right here, Grayson Allen does have one team option after this year, I believe. Yes, he does have one team option. But Musa's a free agent. I don't think he's going to re-sign if he's in the G League the whole time. I'm pretty sure it just says, like, won't or something. He might be restricted, but that's not really a risk I'm willing to take. So we're going to call both these guys up. I'm not going to start Patrick McCaw. I'm actually going to go ahead and give the start to Grayson Allen. I know it might be a little bit suspect, but that's what people were suggesting to do. We're going to progress him as much as possible. And then we're also going to get Deshaun Musa some minutes. I wouldn't mind giving Abrina some minutes as well, but Musa's going to go ahead and play here for Finn. He's actually going to, not all of Dwight Powell's minutes, but he's going to get pretty much all of Wesley Matthews' minutes because I don't really want to play Wesley Matthews anymore. He's in the last year of his deal. He's really not going to be on this team past this year, so going to go ahead here and give more than 13. We're going to give 15 there. Berea's going to, actually, I'm going to probably do the Berea trade for a second-round pick to a contender. So we're going to pretty much get that out of the way after this. And then to go ahead, Smith's fine there, and we'll give 28 to Harrison Barnes for now. So let's go ahead, throw up, where is he? JJ Berea on the trade block. See what offers we get. If we can just get a straight-up second-round pick, that would be awesome. If we can't, it happens. Or maybe like a player on an expiring deal and a second-round pick. Like Nene right here, he's not an expiring deal, though. I don't really want Nene. I might just do the Justin Patton trade, honestly. I know a lot of you are suggesting it, and it seems like it's the most realistic thing. I wouldn't take Sean Livingston from them. He's kind of a key piece of their team. So, JJ Barea for Justin Patton straight up. I don't believe they have another point guard on their team. I mean, they do have Tyus Jones, but this is what people were suggesting. So, I think it's definitely the fairest trade. So, we're going to go ahead and do that. Justin Patton is going to be sent to the G League just because he obviously has team control for more than this year. So, Justin Patton to the G League, please. And he does have 3 more years of team control, or 2 more years after this of team control. So that is awesome. We now have 10 more minutes to spare. So Allen's going to get 30. Barnes is going to get 31. Mo Bamba is going to get 30 as well. And so Farrell's not going to play that many. Farrell's going to play 22. Moose is going to play 21. Tice can play 17. Powell, not really. And then, honestly, I'm just going to take away all Wesley Matthews' minutes. I don't really want him playing. I'd rather give the minutes to McCaw. Give him pretty much 9 minutes. Then, yeah. Actually, no. We'll go 8 and we'll go 11 here. So rotation is pretty much all set. We do have a nice 11-man rotation right now. We do have a backup power forward off the bench. Obviously, he's not really playing that much. So this is going to be the rotation pretty much the rest of the regular season. I'm actually going to go ahead. 21. He's going to be our 6th man. I'm going to give 34. Actually, here, 2 Dennis Smith Jr. maybe progress him a little bit more. So rotation looks to be pretty decent at this point. I'm obviously trying to be bad. So we are going to go ahead and simulate the rest of the season right now. Pretty much, I think that was a pretty realistic deadline. Obviously, we moved 2 pretty realistic players. Jeff Green was going to be on our team. Why did we just win 2 games? Okay, whatever. I'm trying not to win. We pretty much just made 2 realistic moves. I'm sorry, I'm going to have a sip of water right now. Those were definitely realistic moves, I would say. Because trading somebody that you do like on a 1-year deal, too, that's pretty much kind of the reason why I thought in mind. Contract extension that I'd actually maybe like to pause. Harrison Barnes will resign. I'm actually not going to bring him back right now. Wesley Matthews will resign. No, thank you. Powell will as well. Finney Smith will. Moose isn't eligible. Singler will resign. No, you're going to leave. So I pretty much don't really want to bring anybody back right now. I know Harrison Barnes is a player option after this year, which he most likely will accept, but which I'm fine with. I don't know if I could win a championship with Harrison Barnes, but we'll give him 1 more year after this at least. So we're going to be simulating to the end of the season right now. And once again, just explaining myself a little further. When I signed Jeff Green, I didn't sign him with the hope of him being like a great 6-man for us and maybe end up helping us win a championship or even win a playoff series. I pretty much knew I was going to be trading him at the deadline, which I'm totally fine with. Ultimately, if I do have to move him, because I know teams actually sometimes do that in real life. Maybe they don't go out hoping to sign somebody and then trade on the deadline, but if they can get maximum value, I think that's definitely worth it. Then JJ Barea has been here. Has he been here his whole career? I'm actually interested by that now. Let's go over to, who did I trade? I traded to the Timberwolves. Of course, I'm going the wrong way. Has he been in, what's it called, Dallas his whole career? He looks kind of weird in Timberwolves jersey. Has he been here his whole career? No, he actually, oh, he used to be in Minnesota. Wait. So this is the 2nd time he's been traded from Dallas to Minnesota, and then he went back to Dallas, and now he's back in Minnesota. It's tough for him, probably. So I didn't know that at all. Okay, actually, it's a pretty cool fun fact, but please, I'm trying to lose as many games as possible right now. Like, if we could just lose out and maybe end up with like the 13th seed in the conference, that would be absolutely perfect. I want as high as pick as possible where I don't really know what position I'm going to draft. Like, are there any like really good power forwards in this draft class? Let me just actually check out this draft class. I kind of forget who's in the draft. Oh, okay. Zion Williamson might be like perfect for this team. If we can maybe perhaps like work a trade where we get up and trade for him, that would be absolutely perfect. I'm actually going to make this pretty much a longer video. We're going to do end of season number 2 and then the draft lottery. So we're going to pretty much go all the way up to the draft and then free agency. So Obviously, I'm pretty sure most of you guys that watch normal My League series or like normal My League rebuilds know who the free agents are up here. I'm pretty sure I can actually check it out right now anyways. Is it upcoming free agents? Okay, so LeBron's going to accept his player option most likely. Sorry again. I don't want to cut out, but I'm so thirsty. Whiteside probably will decline, but we have Mo Bamba. It's not really realistic. Simmons, team option, team option, team option. Gasol, don't really need a center. Horford's probably going to accept his player option. Kemba could be interesting, but I doubt I'm really going to bring him in. Paul Millsap. Maybe if we don't really land anybody. So, you know, I guess we got to just see once we get there. I mean, I know occasionally like Jimmy Butler makes it. And we end up as the 11 seed, which isn't great. So end of season 2, I guess. Westbrook MVP again. Did he win it last year? He's pretty much averaging a triple-double at this point. DeAndre Ayton, Rookie of the Year for the Phoenix Suns. He's up to an 83 overall. Jeremy Lin, Sixth Man of the Year. Hassan Whiteside wins Defensive Player of the Year. Thon Maker wins Most Improved. He's still in the Bucks? Yes, he is. I don't know why his picture wasn't coming up. And Greg Popovich, Coach of the Year, as the Spurs do go 59 and 23, end up with the first seed in the Western Conference. So let's see. Do we have anybody in these All-NBA teams, defensive teams, or rookie teams? I honestly doubt it. Maybe Harrison Barnes, but nope. Anybody here? Nope. And do we have, yes, we do have Mo Bamba on the all-rookie first team. That is definitely cool to see. So we are here, pretty much playoff time right now. Wait, that's it. I thought it just said we were 11th in the conference. Oh, that sucks. What are we projected at right now? God damn it. I'm actually 32. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're actually projected at like the 7th pick right now, which is actually because the Eastern Conference is actually way better than the Western Conference. Okay. Checking out player stats in the year, led in scoring by Dennis Smith Jr. Jesus Christ, it was a very terrible scoring year. Can I do statistics? Can I do team stats? Okay, how many points per game did we put up? We were dead last in points per game. But we were also dead last in points allowed per game. So we were a very good defensive team. Like, we were literally the best defensive team in the NBA. By like 2 points too. But we were the worst offensive team. So maybe an offensive-minded player is definitely something we need to get through in this offseason. So we can look at player stats once again. Harrison Barnes wasn't great. Wasn't terrible. I mean, kind of had his worst year in Dallas so far. Julius Randle was pretty much Julius Randle. Dazan Musa wasn't... He was actually really, really good. Like... And he was off the bench for us too. Like, I actually might pay him like a decent amount of money to come back. Mo Bamba was great, pretty much 10 and 9. That's exactly what I would expect from him. Messi Matthews, I don't care. Grayson Allen wasn't great, but it's fine. Yogi Ferrell, eh. Pretty much everybody on this team is just kind of eh. And Justin Patton, of course, is in the G League right now. So let's go ahead and simulate these playoffs right now. It really doesn't matter. Prediction, probably the Warriors and the Cavs get eliminated. No, they swept. So probably Warriors, Cavs. Honestly, and the Pistons are somehow in it. Yes, it's probably going to be... Wow, Warriors, Pistons. And the Warriors end up beating the Pistons in 6 as Kevin Durant is your finals MVP. So, I mean, obviously the Warriors are going to be winning a whole lot of championships. Just because we're in the Western Conference, I feel like we actually might have to go 2 or 3 more years just so we can win this. So, player retirement, I will go through this. Vince Carter, Jamal Crawford, Tony Parker goes out. He was on the Magic. That's kind of gross. Richard Jefferson, Kyle Korver. Anybody, like, young here that I maybe want to renounce that on? Darren Williams goes out. Sasha Vujacic, Brandon Rush. Anybody like really young here? Oh, why is Trevon Graham already retiring? So young? No. Wayne Selden Jr. Man, I don't really care. Bryce Johnson. No. Why? These guys are all too young. Just because you don't have contracts doesn't mean you have to retire. All right, I have no idea who this is, so whatever. So, you know what? We're going to pretty much head up to the draft lottery, and I'll see you guys once we're here with the draft lottery. All right, so that's my mistake. I thought this was kind of a normal rebuild, and because typically in my normal rebuilds, I just kind of simulate up to the draft in the second year, and I don't really ever go through any of this. But I'm sure most of you do want to see this because this is like a realistic Bio League series. So, Vince Carter, obviously well-deserved, makes the Hall of Fame. Tony Parker gets his jersey retired on the Spurs. So, legal realignment, I'm just going to skip. And draft lottery, here we go. Here we go. This is obviously very, very important. We are projected currently, let's see, the 6th overall pick. We really need to get lucky. I'm going to skip the whole lottery. It takes way too long. And we end up with the 8th overall pick. Are you fucking me? That sucks. Where's our second pick? We also have 28 from Oklahoma City. So I'll take 2 first-round picks. Honestly, it's better than just having JJ Barea's expiring contract, which I can live with. But that kind of sucks. I'm kind of mad about that because we should have had a higher pick. But it's draft lottery. It happens. So CFO, we need to get a new one. Jason Taylor, I'd be more than happy to bring in. Hopefully he can be decent for us. Assistant GM is fine. Head coach, I'm fine with. Stauffer, obviously Dirk. I know somebody said promote Dirk to head coach, which would be cool, but his ratings just aren't good enough yet, and Stauffer did a pretty good job for us. James Graham and Jimmy Lynch are fine. So let's just get a new CFO. He accepts. That's cool. I'm going to simulate all the way through here. We actually have a really good coaching staff, and I'm like really proud of that. because it definitely helps you win games. I know it does. So we are pretty much all done with this at this point. If this just wants to simulate through, I'm just not going to risk anything. So draft combine, don't draft Doug Wesley. Okay, I don't really care about this. I want to go to pre-draft workouts. So Barrett Williamson, we'll pretty much just bring in the best guys. I mean, I don't really have anybody. Actually, first of all, no, we're not going to do that. Okay, these 4. We're bringing Semi Shit too as well, because he's a 76 overall, which isn't terrible. So we're going to go point guards. I don't really need a point guard. I also don't really know any of these guys. Barrett, we'll bring in Romeo Langford. How many do I have left? I have 6 left. Kostas, yes. I don't even know who Kevin Green is. Who the hell is Sean P40? There's no way that's a real person. No way. Reed, sure. Gabe Anderson, sure. Like Bol, yes. Dante Kane, sure. And we'll just do this guy, Manny Alvarado. So pretty much just scouted everybody. I really want Zion Williamson. I don't think he's going to fall to the 8th overall pick. So we do have these picks right here, and we pretty much have nobody to trade but Mo Bamba. So let me know what you want me to do. If you want me to trade up in the draft, I'd be more than willing to maybe move like a future first-round picks if we want to move up to like number 2 and maybe end up with Zion Williamson just to assure we get him. Because I think we definitely need to make a move like that before we do head into free agency this year, just to assure that we'll maybe make the playoffs next year at least. So hopefully you guys did enjoy episode 5 of the Mavericks Realistic Series. Again, let me know what moves you want me to do down below along with any other free agent signings. Hopefully you guys were fine with my trade deadline trades, and I'll see you guys all in the next video.